Yep, you have seen the thumbnail and probably read the title. This is the last episode of building the Atrium, and I will get to the reason why in a second. But in the last episode, we went ahead and built all of Chica's bakery, and now we are finishing the entire Atrium by putting on the whole entire roof. Now, you are probably wondering, why have I completely skipped all of the decorating and not even bothered to do it? And the reason for that is that I am done with tutorials. I can't stand making them anymore, and they are just extremely boring to do. I know I've said that I am done in the past, and yet I came back to finish just the Atrium, but now I actually mean it. I have done as much as I can, and I have mainly done the hardest part of the Atrium. Now it is up to you to decorate it on your own. If you have Security Breach, great, use that for reference. If you don't, then go ahead and look up videos of the game or photos, or even look back at my Atrium showcase, which I did about 9 months ago. But besides that, let's just go ahead and move on with the video and finish up the Atrium. So what you're going to go ahead and do is come down to the left side of the main Atrium, and we're going to go ahead and start building, it's right by the West Arcade. We're going to go ahead and start building some of the pillars for the actual roof. So right here, we're going to go ahead and place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, just like this. Now, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing, except here we're going to skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19 blocks. On the 20th block, we're going to go ahead and place 8 more. So just like that. It's going to be a little bit different on that side than the same thing, skipping 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. On the 20th block, do the same thing, place 8 extra blocks. And we're going to keep doing that, going all the way down, starting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Then once again on the 20th, place 8 more. And we're going to do that one more time because on the very end, it is a little bit short of a distance. So the same thing, we're just going to go ahead and skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. On the 20th block, once again, place 4 more. Now, our last is going to be a little bit different. It's going to be, I believe, 15 blocks. So starting here, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. And then on the 15th block, we're actually going to place that. So skipping 14, then placing 15. Now what you're going to go ahead and do is add all of these, or not add, but you're going to go ahead and continue to bring all of these little pillars all the way across to the other side. I'll show you what it looks like once it is done. It should just go straight across. There should be no mistakes with this at all. So I'm going to go ahead and fill this in real quick, and I'll be back. There we go. Now that I have it all filled in, this is what it should end up looking like. You should have just added it straight going across all the way to the other side of the entire Atrium. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is start working on the part of the roof. So here we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And with your gray concrete, we're just going to bring this going all the way around to the other side of the Atrium. It is going to line up exactly where that it's going to line up exactly where the end of that gray concrete was. So we'll do that side after this. So like right here, let's see. If we look over there, it will line up probably... It's going to be hard to tell. You'll mainly be able to tell if you just bring it straight across. So that's basically what I'm going to do. Instead of just bringing it all the way around, we're just going to start down here and bring it all the way across, and that is where it will end up. So you're going to bring it all the way out to there. Now, I'm not going to go ahead and do this on camera. I'm going to go ahead and fill all of this in and bring that all the way across. I'll show you what it looks like once it is done and what it should end up looking like. So I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick, and I'll be back. There we go. This is the finished product of what it looks like once it is all complete. As you can see, it starts there and goes all the way across to the other side, filling in this whole entire spot, and it should end up looking like this on this side. Now what we're going to go ahead and do is grab our purple wool, and we're going to come down all the way to this side, and we're going to fill in another little strip there, right next to this gray concrete, then on that side too. So right down here, we're going to go ahead and place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. And we're going to stop right there, and all you're going to do is do the exact same thing. It should be at least 1 block away from that purple concrete down there. So the purple wool, you're just going to go ahead and do the exact same thing and bring it all the way to that side. And I'm going to go ahead and do that real quick, and I'll be back. This is what it should end up looking like once it is all complete. It is just one straight strip of purple wool going all the way across that side and lining it perfectly along those edges on top of that wall over there. Now that we have done that, we're going to go ahead and do the exact same thing just by doing on the other side. So real quick, all this gray concrete, you're just going to go ahead and bring this all the way across to the other end of the prizes sign. And it should be just like the other side, one block away from the purple concrete. So right there we go. Now we're gonna go ahead and do the exact same thing that we did on that side. Oh wait, okay, there's one thing I'm missing. There is this pillar that kind of fills in this part right after the purple concrete, and it's just gonna go all the way across. So you're just gonna bring this going all the way across. It's gonna kind of go over that, but that's fine. You're not gonna notice it anyway. So you're just gonna continue bringing it all the way to the other end, and it's gonna stay along the purple concrete. Here, just go ahead, bring it over, and have it go right through that little pillar there. You're gonna go ahead and bring that all the way to the other side, and I'll show you what it looks like once it's done. There we go. This is what it should end up looking like once it is all complete. As you can see, it just goes straight across all of the purple concrete, and this is what it should look like from the underside. One thing about it though is that it is very dark. Obviously, we will eventually add lights that go all under this, and it will light up the whole atrium basically, but not the whole entire atrium. It will just light up mainly the third floor. So on this side, we're going to do the exact same thing by just adding 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gray concrete. And we're just going to go ahead. You don't have to bring this all the way around. You can do that when you're filling in this whole section. But you're going to do the exact same thing by bringing this block all the way across to the other end and filling this whole entire area in. So you're going to do that exact same thing. Just bring that to the other end and then go ahead and fill this whole entire area in. Then we'll go ahead and move on to the purple wool side. So it's just filling that in, going straight across. And you basically get the point. So I'm going to do this real quick, and I will be right back. There we go. This is what it should end up looking like once it's done. It's basically the exact same thing that we did on this side on the other side. And now that we have this in, we're going to go ahead and do the same thing with the purple concrete. So we're going to go ahead and go onto this side and do the exact same thing, 16 blocks. So starting here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, and 15. And we're going to go ahead and stop right there. And we're just going to go ahead and do the exact same thing by just bringing this whole entire, or all of this purple concrete straight across to that other side. So right here, you can go ahead and just fill that section in. And we're just going to go ahead and cover all of this and just go on to the other side here, right over to this edge. And I'm just going to go ahead and fill this in real quickly so I don't have to skip any parts. And I'll set this to purple wool. Alright, now that we have that, we're going to go ahead and just do this exact same pillar thing. So right down here, or, okay, it's not going to be exactly one block away from the purple concrete, but it's going to be close enough. So now we're going to go ahead and do that exact same thing that we did with the gray concrete, which is going to be the pillar that is on this side now. So we're going to go ahead and copy that exact same thing just onto this side, so down here. And I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick, and I'll be right back. There we go. Now that I have copied this exact same pillar onto the onto that side, we now are able to move on to the main dome, which is going to be the main part of the roof. So here, we're just going to go ahead and add kind of the structure for it. So right here, we're going to go ahead and just skip 2 blocks. So it's going to be lining up exactly with this pillar that's right underneath. So right here, we're going to go ahead and place 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, and 5. Then we're going to go ahead and do the exact same thing, or not the same thing, but we're going to place 1, 2, and 3. Then we're going to go ahead and place 1, 2. Then the same thing, we're going to go ahead and place 1, 2. Then right after that, we're going to go ahead, we're going to place 1 right here. And let me go ahead and get rid of the invisible. There we go. So it's just 1 block there, and then we're going to go ahead and place 2 vertical. And then we're going to do 2 again. And then we're going to go, actually no, 3 there. Then we're going to come up and place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, actually. And then we're going to go ahead and, actually, you know what? No, we'll keep that at 4. The next one up is going to be 5. So 4, then 1 up. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now we're going to go ahead and come 1 more up and place 1, 2. We're going to do another, no, we're going to place 3 right there. So this is kind of the dome-like shape that it should end up looking like. So now what we're going to go ahead and do is just place 1, 2, 3, 4, and we're going to just go ahead, kind of make it like a plus sign. So this is kind of the center of where all of the outlines will meet up. Just bring this all the way to the end. This is kind of going to be the top pillar that goes all the way across, lining up there. And right here, that's going to go straight across too, so we can bring this out just a little bit. And what we're gonna do, actually, you know what? There is one thing there is something I did mess up a little bit. So it's supposed to be, instead of 3 blocks there, adding up to the plus, it's going to be 5. So real quick, let's just go ahead and get rid of this, just real quick. And we'll go ahead and fix this. So coming back over to here, this is actually supposed to be 4 blocks instead of 3, so we're going to go ahead and add 1 more block, and then make our plus again, so 1, 2, and just go ahead and add this plus on, and then we'll go ahead on this side, just bring it all the way to the very end of the main atrium walls, and make sure it lines up perfectly. Now that we have done that, we can go ahead and copy the exact same thing down here. So doing the same thing, we're going to go ahead and place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, then we're going to skip 1, and we're going to place 1, 2, 3, skipping another, we're going to place 1, 2, another, 1, 2, and then 1 more, that's just 1. Then we're going to come up and place 1, 2, vertically. Here, let me get rid of the invisibility. Alright, there we go. And then we're going to come up and place 1, 2 more. No, sorry, 3. Then coming up and placing 4 more. Then we're coming up one more, we're going to place 5. And then 1 more, we're just going to go ahead and line it up exactly how it is on that side. So this is what it should end up looking like as the first one. Now the next one is going to be copying this exact same thing just on all of the other ones. So exact same thing there, 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 and there. You're just going to go ahead and bring that all the way down and line this up. No filling in anything, just make sure you align everything. So I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick, make sure everything exactly lines up. And another thing, you're also going to go ahead and make sure to bring this top bar that goes all the way across all of them. So it's basically going to connect between all of the main outline for the curves. So now I'm going to go ahead and do this real quick, and I'll show you what it looks like once it's done. This is what it should look like once it is complete. As you can see, the whole entire frame for the whole dome is now placed in, and I have that bar going all the way across the top, along with every single one of those actual curves just copied, and I just pasted them all across those bars. So now we're going to go ahead and make the actual dome. So you have 2 options. You are able to go ahead and use your black stained glass, or you can use your obsidian. The black stained glass is if you want to have skylight that will shine down through and shine into the atrium. The obsidian is kind of more meant to look like the stars that you see in the atrium. It doesn't have actually any light that shines through, but that will be fixed when we eventually add it. For this video, am going to be using obsidian, or you could be using black stained glass just to follow along with this, but for now I'm going to be using obsidian. So now we're going to go ahead and start on that now. So all we're going to do is just bring our obsidian or black stained glass all the way out to this end, and we're going to bring it all the way up, aligning, and basically it's going to follow along this exact same path. So you're going to be filling in this whole area, which may definitely take some time, especially with how big this is. All you're going to be doing is just following along with how the frames are actually. So it's just going to be doing that, and then on this end too, just bring this up, and we'll do the same thing here. And we're going to be stopping on that gray concrete, because behind it we'll have black concrete, which will cover it up eventually after. It just kind of gives the effect that it'll go on forever, kind of. So this will just continue to go up, and all you're going to do is do this exact same thing for all of the other dome pieces. It definitely will take some time considering how big this dome is. It really will, but once we have it all complete, we'll go ahead and add in both of these dark black, or we'll be using black concrete to cover both sides. But now, yeah, just go ahead, use your black stained glass or your obsidian to go ahead and fill all these in. I'll show you what it looks like once it's done, so I'll be right back. Wow, that is a very long dome, or tunnel, whatever you want to call it. This is what it should end up looking like, completely filled in, and I have not filled in either of the ends. I have just filled in the whole dome. This is what it should look like with your obsidian or with your black stained glass. You will have a lot more light shining through than just darkness. Now we're going to go ahead and move on to placing our black concrete. So what we're going to do is just bring this out about 5 blocks just so we have some extra space. You know what? Let's just bring this out 10. You know what? Honestly, no. Okay, for this part, I'm not going to go ahead and do that. We're just going to place in our black concrete. I was thinking about adding a little extension just to kind of give the effect that goes on forever. But basically, this is what it will end up looking like, just dark on all sides. You're not really going to see any light shine through. It is just going to look like that, but once we're done, we will add the lights. So now we are going to go ahead and grab our black concrete, and we're going to go on to this end, and this is going to be another easy part. All we're going to do is go along the outline of our obsidian, and we're going to fill this whole entire section in, and we're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So it's going to fill this whole part in, and then once you have it all outlined, just go ahead and follow along the bottom with the exact same thing, So all you're going to do is fill this part in, And we're going to bring this all the way across. And then once you have done that, we'll go ahead and fill that whole side in and this whole side in using your black concrete if you have obsidian, or black stained glass if you have black stained glass for the dome. So I'll be right back. This is what the final product should end up looking like. The black concrete on both sides, or if you have the dome that is all black stained glass, go ahead and use that for both sides just so it doesn't look very off. Now, last thing we need to do is just go ahead and add in all of the lights. So, with our iron bars, we're going to go ahead and come down to this first corner, and right here we're going to skip 1, 2, or starting here, skip 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. On the 6th block, we're going to go ahead and place 2 iron bars, 6 gray concrete, and then 6 sea lanterns that sit right below it, and then an outline of our gray concrete on the side of the sea lanterns. Now we're going to go ahead and do the exact same thing except skipping 10. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On the 11th block, this is where we're going to go ahead and place our 2 iron bars, our 6 gray concrete, and then our 6 sea lanterns sitting below it, along with our gray concrete going around the sides of the sea lantern. Now you're going to go ahead and do that exact same thing by skipping 10 blocks again. So right here, let's do one more time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. On the 11th block, place 2 iron bars, 6 gray concrete, and then 6 sea lanterns sitting below it, along with our gray concrete that goes around the sides of the sea lanterns. Now you're going to go ahead and do that exact same thing by skipping 10 more blocks and going all the way to that end. And I'll show you what this looks like once it's done, then we'll go ahead and add in all of the rest of the lights. So I'll be right back. This is what it should end up looking like. As you can see, I have the exact same skipping 10 blocks going all the way to the end, and it's just this one strip of lights. Now we're going to go ahead and do the exact same thing for all of these. You're going to go ahead and make all of those rows of lights using all of those lights, just going along each of these strips, and in the middle we'll go ahead and add that ring light, which will sit right above the main stage. Now just go ahead and copy and paste all of these lights in this exact same row. There should be no mess ups with this whatsoever along all of those. So I am going to go ahead and do all of this real quick, and I will show you what it looks like once it's done. So I'll be right back. There we go. Now we have every single light for the entire atrium now in. It obviously will not be fully lit up, but it will be close enough, just mainly for the whole 3rd floor. Now it is time to go ahead and finish this episode by building the one ring light that sits mostly above the main stage, kind of more towards the middle. So we are going to first of all need our gray concrete and our sea lantern, so we're going to keep that. Actually, we are going to need our bars, but we're going to go ahead, just grab any block just to kind of get where we're going to place this. So it's going to be somewhere kind of more in the middle. So we'll start right about here. So like right here, we'll just bring this all the way out, all the way to the other end, just to kind of get where the first end is going to be, and we'll kind of get more towards the center for this. So right around here, or let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it's not going to be perfectly center, but it's going to be close enough. So we'll just come down by 1. Let's see. We'll come down by 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 7 blocks. And now we're just going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 gray concrete. And we can now get rid of this whole thing that is just sitting right here. And now that we've done that, we'll go ahead and come back down to this little section of gray concrete. We'll go ahead and come down by 1 and place 2. Then come down one more, place 1. Then come down, place 2. And come down and place 3. Hold on, let me get rid of this. So this is what it should end up looking like that. Now come up and place 5 once again. Then come down and place 2. Then come down, place 1. Come down, place 1. 2 again. Then 5. Once again, going all the way across. Then come down and place 2. And then we'll come down and place 1 and 1. Then 2. And then 5 once again, and it's just repeating that, coming all the way to the end. 2, 1, 1, and then 2. And this is what the circle should end up looking like. Oh, that's not really centered. Okay, it should be more kind of in the center. You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just kind of move it over. Let's say 3 blocks. So I'm gonna move this whole thing over 3 blocks. I'll show you what it looks like. One sec. Okay, I have now just moved it over 3 extra blocks just to kind of get it more towards in the center. It doesn't have to be exactly perfect, but now we have that finished. So now we're going to go ahead and finish up this ring light. So with our sea lanterns, just go ahead and come on the inside of all of the gray concrete and just place one row of sea lanterns inside of all of this gray concrete like this. Then once you have done that, we're going to go ahead and grab our gray concrete again and place one more layer just like this on the inside of the sea lantern. And now that we have done that, we have the full ring light complete. Now we're going to go ahead with our bars and just raise these bars that kind of hang it all the way to the very top of the dome. So we're going to start right here and just go all the way up to the roof. And then once you hit the top, we'll go ahead and stop right there. We're going to go ahead and do that on all of the other 3 sides. So right here, just make sure it lines up. And we'll go ahead and do the exact same thing, bring it all the way up to the very top. Now once you have done that, we'll go ahead and do the same thing for the next side. So just make sure it kind of lines up on there, right here. And we're going to do the exact same thing. So just bring your iron bars all the way up to the very top of the roof. And now lastly that we've done that, we're going to go ahead and do the very last one right here. Make sure it lines up right here. And okay, that's fine. So just go ahead and bring your iron bars all the way up to the very top of the roof once more. And then once we have done that, we are all finished. So now we have the entire ring light and all of the other lights along with the roof for the main atrium. We have finally completed the entire atrium. I know, like I've said in the past, I'm stopping after I completely finished the atrium. Or no, I said I was stopping after the daycare, yet I came back just to finish the atrium. And well, I have completely skipped over decorating, mainly because of how long it would take to build all this. But hey, I got the hard part out of the way for you guys. Now it's up to you just to finish it on your own. But I mainly got all the hard parts for you. We have all the walls for all the sub-lobbies to the entrances, or to the attractions, and the whole entire atrium itself, along with the whole roof. All you gotta do now is, of course, decorate it on your own. But that is going to be the end of all of my security breach tutorials, and I really hope that you guys enjoyed building all of this. And like I've said before, if a location gets enough requests, like Mazer size, I may build it, because it would only take 1 episode. Same for Eld ships too. Mazer size or Eld ships, I would be fine doing because of how small they actually are. But that is going to be the end of today's video, and I hope you guys enjoyed these tutorials, and I hope to see you all in my next video. It's amazing to see how far that we have come into building part of the Pizzaplex. I know I could have continued, but honestly, I just couldn't. I find making tutorials, these security breach tutorials, very boring and not fun. They're not how they used to be. So this is the last episode of all security breach tutorials. Now it depends, honestly. Let's say if a small location like Mazer size gets enough requests, I may think about building it, because of how small it is, it would only take 1 episode to do. But now that my tutorials are finished and that I'm not doing showcases anymore, you may wonder what my next video will be. Well, I guess you have to wait and find out then. Anyways, I hope you all enjoyed today's video, and if you did, make sure to give it a like and subscribe to my channel. It would help me out a lot. Also, feel free to join the United Butters Discord server. The link is always in the description. But I hope you all enjoyed, and I will of course see you all in my next video. See ya.